There's nothing great about taking punishment, being able to talk, voicing your opinion, and then when you're in a position where you can't talk and you can barely walk, the world want to say that, oh,
he don't see this fight going a distance. Neither does I.
After going a full 12 rounds with Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather knows exactly what kind of challenge the boxing legend brings. Now, he's speaking out with a strong warning to Mario Barrios, cautioning that accepting a fight with Pacquiao might be a serious misstep. While most of the boxing world sees Barrios as the favorite thanks to his youth, energy, and momentum, Mayweather sees it differently. He believes Pacquiao still has the tools to defeat the current WBC welterweight champion. Let's break down what Floyd had to say. In the world of boxing, people often claim it's a young man's game. Reflexes slow, legs tire, and punches lose. Their sting over time. But what happens when a veteran still moves and fights like he's in his prime? What if he can keep pace, or even outperform the new generation? That's the exact situation Manny Pacquiao is in right now. At 46, Manny Pacquiao is well beyond the age most fighters hang up their gloves, but you wouldn't know it by watching him move. He's still incredibly quick. His footwork remains razor sharp, and that trademark burst of speed and power is as dangerous as ever. Although many boxing experts highlight Mario Barrios' youth and current momentum, not everyone is ready to write Manny Pacquiao off. In fact, some respected figures in the sport are voicing support for the boxing legend. One such voice is Vasily Lomachenko, who recently remarked that Pacquiao's age won't be a major factor in the fight. According to Loma, Manny still moves like he did 10 years ago, and considering Lomachenko's reputation as one of the sport's most technically skilled fighters, that's no small compliment.
Very strong, he's very, very fast. He's still Manny Pacquiao looks like 10 years ago.
Perhaps the most unexpected endorsement of Pacquiao is coming from none other than Floyd "Money" Mayweather. Yes, the same Mayweather who shared the ring with Manny back in 2015 in the highly anticipated Fight of the Century, a bout in which Floyd won by unanimous decision after 12 strategic rounds. Yet, despite having defeated him, Floyd isn't underestimating Pacquiao this time around. In fact, he's sending a clear warning to Mario Barrios about the dangers of taking Manny lightly.
One of the most important things about my career was my defense.
Some critics tend to downplay Manny Pacquiao's legacy just because he lost to Floyd Mayweather. But let's be honest, losing to Mayweather isn't exactly a stain on anyone's record. Floyd outclassed an entire generation of elite fighters and is widely regarded as one of the most intelligent and elusive boxers in history. If there's anyone who understands how dangerous Pacquiao truly is, it's the man who shared 12 intense rounds with him. And now, that same man Mayweather is sounding the alarm. He believes Mario Barrios could be making a serious miscalculation by stepping into the ring with Manny. This isn't just about age or raw speed, it's about the wealth of experience, the sharp ring IQ, and that signature fighting spirit Pacquiao always brings. According to Floyd, Manny still has plenty left in the tank, and Barrios would be wise not to take that lightly.
Day in and day out, he go out there and he produce. And that's what it's really about. It's about producing. A hell of a training team, I can't.
Let's put things into perspective. Manny Pacquiao isn't just a retired icon coming back for a quick payday. This isn't some exhibition match or a farewell tour. He's returning to fight and to win. If you know anything about Pacquiao's career, you know he doesn't take shortcuts. His discipline, dedication, and preparation are second to none. That said, Mario Barrios is no walkover. He's young, hungry, and physically gifted, with solid performances under his belt. For him, this bout represents a massive opportunity, a chance to solidify his name by defeating a living legend. But that's exactly where the risk lies. Taking Pacquiao lightly or stepping into the ring, overconfident, could be a costly mistake, one that might define his entire career.
Manny has so much experience, that man, he could get through anything. As long as they have the right plan, whatever they do, man, they have that, they'll be able to.
What truly sets Manny Pacquiao apart is his unpredictable style. It's not just the speed or the power, it's the angles, the footwork, and the flurries of punches that seem to appear out of nowhere. These are the kinds of tools that can't be studied or replicated just by watching film. You have to experience it firsthand, and by the time a fighter starts to adjust, it might already be too late. They could be staring up at the lights from the canvas.
Leonard said when I was in the back, Leonard said he don't see this fight going the distance. Neither does I.
Floyd Mayweather's concern about Mario Barrios stepping into the ring with Manny Pacquiao seems to come from a place of deep respect. Having gone 12 tough rounds with Manny himself, Floyd understands just how challenging it can be. Even though he walked away with the win, it was no walk in the park. He had to be at his sharpest. And when someone like Mayweather, who's fought and beaten a long list of boxing greats names like De La Hoya, Canelo Alvarez, Shane Mosley, and Ricky Hatton, gets asked who gave him the most trouble, his response carries weight. He once reflected on a moment in the early rounds of a particular fight when he realized it was going to be one of the most grueling nights of his career. That opponent? Manny Pacquiao.
At any point, did a fighter ever make you feel like, oh...
We're talking about a fighter from the Philippines who etched his name into boxing lore by capturing world titles across 8 different weight classes, an accomplishment no one else has matched. Manny Pacquiao began his journey at just 108 pounds and rose all the way to 154, defeating elite opponents and often doing so in spectacular knockout fashion. Floyd Mayweather himself acknowledged how relentless Pacquiao was in their bout. "I had to stay on the move," he said, because Manny never let up. Round after round, he kept pressing forward, throwing punches from angles that were nearly impossible to predict. And even with Floyd's legendary defense, he knew that slipping up for even a second against Pacquiao could be costly.
No, but I've been in a fight. I get like in the 3rd or 4th round, like, tonight gonna be a rough night.
In a separate interview, Floyd shared his admiration for Pacquiao's remarkable career. He marveled at how Manny was able to rise through so many weight classes while staying a serious threat in each one. It's not just about moving up in weight, it's about the way he dominated his opponents, often delivering highlight reel knockouts. That rare combination of power, speed, and resilience across multiple divisions is something we may never witness again in boxing.
Okay.
One of the best fighters I've faced was Manny Pacquiao. He's a future Hall of
What
Famer.
the is it about Manny, man? He just don't stop coming.
But you know me, I keep my distance because he's real short. I keep
What really stood out to Floyd wasn't just Pacquiao's impressive record, but the experience of actually going toe-to-toe with him in the ring. Floyd stated that Manny Pacquiao was the toughest opponent he ever faced. That's a powerful statement, especially coming from an undefeated fighter who has battled some of the sport's biggest names. According to Floyd, what made Manny so challenging were his flashy moves, unusual angles, unpredictable footwork, and punches coming from unexpected directions, all the qualities that made Pacquiao truly unique.
I just want to say this to the world. It's amazing how a fighter can come from, I think, 108 all the way to 154 and knock out all these guys. To me, it's amazing. I guess he's just blessed.
During their fight, Floyd came to an important realization about why Pacquiao managed to defeat so many elite opponents. It wasn't just his speed or aggression that set him apart. It was the subtle, one-of-a-kind techniques Manny used inside the ring. These moves were impossible to replicate or predict, making them incredibly difficult for any fighter to defend against.
The best fighter I fought probably was Manny Pacquiao because of his movement.
When Pacquiao finally stepped away from boxing, Floyd was quick to show his respect. He labeled Manny as one of the greatest fighters ever, acknowledging his legacy despite all the pre-fight hype and rivalry. In the end, Floyd's attitude was one of genuine admiration.
But he's a hell of a fighter, and I can see why he won so many fights, and I can see why he's going down as a Hall of Famer. It's just certain moves that he made.
Things get especially compelling when you consider Floyd's first-hand experience facing Pacquiao. Recently, he gave a strong warning to Mario Barrios, the young fighter preparing to take on the legendary Pac-Man. This wasn't just casual advice. Floyd sounded genuinely concerned. He bluntly said, "It's not worth it. Taking repeated punishment from someone like Manny in pursuit of greatness is a risky path. Pacquiao throws an overwhelming volume of punches, and even if you manage to block many, the damage accumulates." Floyd emphasized that enduring that kind of constant assault, especially from a fighter like Manny, can lead to serious long-term effects impacting the brain, the body, and even the ability to walk and speak clearly later in life.
Manny Pacquiao, I think that
he's one of the best. He's one of the best. We was able to come together and not. We didn't come together when we wanted to, but we was able to come together and get the fans a help.
Mayweather has spent so many years in the sport that he fully understands both the demands and the risks involved. Drawing from his long career as a former champion, his message to Barrios was straightforward: proceed with caution. In fact, Floyd went even further, saying that if he were in Barrios' position, he wouldn't accept the fight not against Manny, especially not at this point in Pacquiao's career, when he remains a dangerous competitor still eager to prove he has plenty left to give.
Look at guys like Sugar Ray Robinson, and you guys look at certain fighters like Muhammad Ali. There's nothing great about taking punishment, being able to talk, voicing your opinion, and then when you're in a position where you can't talk and you can barely walk, the world want to say that.
As the world argues about whether Manny is past his prime, Floyd Mayweather is sending a clear message: don't underestimate the legend. When that bell sounds, age becomes irrelevant. What truly counts is if you're prepared to face an unstoppable force. Now, fight fans, what do you think? Could Mario Barrios be making the mistake of underestimating this seasoned icon and end up paying the price? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this.